Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Frozen Fortunes. Now, it's a transfer window. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about today before our game against Aalborg, so let's just jump into it. Now, firstly, you'll notice that we have been drawn into the Europa League second qualifying round, which means we're going to have to win 3 ties to get to the group stage. It's going to be tough, but that's just the way it is, unfortunately. Next season won't be so difficult for us, hopefully, though, as Denmark is back up to 16th place, which means that we're essentially getting the same number of spots as we got last year, if you like. So if we manage to... yeah, basically things are all right, and hopefully this year we can get into the top 15 with the right coefficient and run in Europe, and it'll allow us to get that extra Champions League spot, which is where things start to get really interesting. But for today, we're playing against NK Domzali. Well, not for today. That'll be tomorrow's episode, or the next episode, rather. Also, thank you for your suggestions about the name of the stadium. We had a few really, really good ones. What I'm going to do is I've taken a few of the ones I think were the best, and I'm going to put them in a straw poll in the description and also in a comment on this video for you guys to actually vote on what we change, because it's all very well having the suggestions, but I want to see what overall, maybe you didn't have a suggestion but you still want to have a say, so now there's a vote. The suggestions that we've gone with are the Icebox, which I might change to Isboxen Stadion to keep it a little bit more Danish, the Igloo might do the same kind of thing, the Snow Globe, and also Akisiak Stadion, which is a Greenlandic word, or a name rather, over Greenlandic folklore about a guy who was a kid and he grew up to be faster and stronger and played loads of games. There's a good story about it, basically, but I think that will kind of get in touch with the heritage as well, so that'll be on there as well. So yeah, vote in that and we'll decide later on. Now, I have released a lot of players to free up space in the squad. Loads of players that were with those work permit situations. They had good potential, but they were American and Argentinian, and I couldn't give them contracts because it wasn't worth it. I've just gone and released them because the players were getting not enough coaching attention, and we were getting a lot of complaints about training, which has now been solved. So that's improved the atmosphere even more, and the atmosphere improvements have been massive for keeping players this summer. Anyway, let's get into what you're really here for, and that is transfers, because there's still some more stuff to come. Now, I left it very late on doing actually the playthrough part of this episode so I could listen to what you guys had to say, or at least take on board some of the things people said. Now, some people were for or against signing Johnny Iya, but I went for it for 2 very simple reasons. I think he's a solid substitute striker. We've only got him on a backup contract. He only wanted like 1,500 a week, and I didn't think it was too much. Frankly, there's not a lot of clauses in there. He's got a 3-year deal. He's already wanted by someone, presumably one of our affiliates. No, interesting. That's very interesting. So there might be potential for sales later down the line there. But the main thing is he's 6'6". Like, this guy is the target man dream that we were potentially looking for. Now, he's not going to be starting games for us. He is going to be the substitute that perhaps I would use instead of someone like Zaman Zahidi sometimes. If we're chasing a game or just need someone to win some headers for us, this is the guy we bring in, and he is going to win headers. It is completely undeniable he will win headers for us, and I feel like it's worth it for us. He might have only scored 6 goals for Brøndby, but I still feel like we could get something out of him, and it was worth it for the free transfer, basically. Next up was Mahmoud Hassan, the Egyptian midfielder, who a lot of people reckon was a reasonable signing for us. He cost £240,000, and we did have to pay it all up front because it was a release clause, and they would not negotiate with me at all unless I paid that amount up front. I couldn't even do it with the other stuff. So we had a transfer budget of £675,000. So I've had to do a bit of wheeling and dealing, but don't worry, something else has happened which is going to make this much, much easier for us, and you'll understand in a minute. But 2,600 a week. He's a good central midfielder. I think he'll play in the sort of position we've had Caleb Morley in, but the good thing about him is he is versatile. We can try out all sorts of different positions there. I didn't get round to eventually putting the advanced playmaker there. We've kept him the Santos position where he was for now. We might experiment during the season, perhaps, maybe towards the back end. I don't know. But yeah, we can experiment with the role for this player because Hassan is so good at that. Still no Egypt caps, but 21 under 20 caps is pretty damn good. I think he'll be a solid player for us, and he's not super expensive, and he's already wanted by other clubs as well. Yeah. Next up, we had Kiradine Shawi. If someone could tell me how to pronounce that first name particularly, then do let me know. I'd be very interested in that one. He's got 12 caps for Nigeria. He's got that driven personality. He has so many good stats. Now, obviously, standard right now, he's a backup for Fabian Moscootza. That's where I bought him originally. But I think he'd actually possibly be better as a midfielder. I honestly think retraining him a bit to play in the centre of midfield might be better for his overall stats that he's got. I don't know. What do you think about that? I think retraining this guy as a centre mid might not be such a bad idea, because I think we can get a lot out of this guy. He also costs £300,000 because, once again, the bloody release clause is in there. So we'd shelled out a lot of our transfer budget before, like, practically a few days into the window. Well, not a few days, like a week or so into the window, we'd already blown most of it. Next up, we have this lad. This is Gil Tavares. He signed from Saint-Etienne. He only cost us £20,000. And I thought, you know what? He's got a lot of decent stats, 17 passing. He's a solid midfield replacement rotation kind of option. And as much as I know we've got a lot of players in there, I just felt like it was too good an opportunity to turn down He's not one for the future, really. He's one for now, sort of, as a kind of backup player. He'd done all right out on loan at HJK Helsinki, but I thought for 20 grand, like, it was a reasonable buy, basically. It was a reasonable one. I had to be done. He does argue with officials, though, so we might... I don't know how we're going to get round that, really. He's too old for really to get rid of it, unfortunately. And the final signing we've brought in is Jan Damgaard. He's coming from Kurga. It cost us £250,000. Now, some people said that this guy was worth signing. Some people said that he wasn't. I can see both sides of that argument, but we definitely needed backup, and I'll explain why. Well, you know the reason why, but literally 2 days after I signed Jan Damgaard, Fabian Moscoetsa got injured for 5 weeks. So Jan Damgaard is going to be starting today. So very, very glad to have him in the club. Now, I was originally put off of this guy because when I first tried to sign him at the start of the window, they wanted £4.4 million for him. But after we ticked over into the new season and we got very close, I only signed him a few days ago, they only wanted 250k in the end. With no clauses whatsoever. So I feel like it was a reasonable deal to bring him in as a backup. We've got a player that can kind of fill the shoes of Moscoetsa, because his Moscoetsa's rating isn't exactly improving that much, and I do wonder if perhaps a sale of him, maybe the end of the season, I don't know, because his current ability is not climbing at all. And now, Francis Konate. You might notice that he's on loan from Bayern Munich. Yeah, unfortunately, this one wasn't to be. Now, you might think, oh God, you've just lost a really good goalkeeper. You are correct. However, I've done something that I think was rather clever. Basically, I found a guy who I will show you in a minute called Emmanuel Amoa. He was playing for a Ghanaian side, Kano Pillars, I think it was. And his contract was up at the end of the season. My scouts have said, you know what, this guy looks good. He's better currently than Francis Konate is. He's a 4-star player, but he has reached his cap, so to speak. It certainly looks like it. Whereas Konate looks like he's got a long way to go, potentially. But he was available on a free transfer. However, he can't join us until January. So while all this was going on, Bayern Munich were coming after Konate, and eventually it was, unfortunately, I couldn't do the old good atmosphere thing. So I had to sort of race to get the signing of the other guy sorted out, and we did. So as a result then, I kind of had a bit more bargaining power with Bayern. So I was able to sort of play them off against Leicester and Palace and also Dortmund in a bit of a bidding war. Because at one point, we were prepared to let him go for 2.2 million as long as we had the 50% of next sale fee clause and a loan back for 7 months. So I think I've actually got him for 12, just until we get our new goalkeeper coming in. However, due to all the clubs coming in for the bids, we actually sold Francis Konate to Bayern Munich for a grand princely sum of £5 million. So Konate goes, we get 5 mil up front, 50% of next sale fee clause, and we've got him back until the end of the season anyway. And by then it won't matter because we'll have our new goalkeeper who is better than him. So I feel like that was a good piece of wheeling and dealing, personally, and I'm very, very pleased with it. £5 million from a player that cost us nothing. Now, as for Sane Akinola, they want £800,000 for him, which, even though it says compensation 475k, that literally is not a thing. At the moment, he is ready to sign for us, but it hasn't actually happened yet. I put the bid in because we've got a transfer budget now of £2.5 million. So I was prepared to go and get Sane Akinola because we're going to lose Santos at the end of the season, and I wanted to make sure that we had a ready-made replacement for him right there and then, basically, because Hansen, I just don't know if he's going to be able to cut it, but this guy, I feel like, has got some real talent. So we are going to spend the 800 grand to bring this lad in. Hopefully the work permit and everything goes through, and he'll be joining us. He'll be on a lot of money, but I feel like it's a worthwhile signing because we've got a lot of extra funds available at the moment, and we could have even more. Because my board came to me and said that we've arranged a 50% of sell fee clause with Yusuf Toure, and Everton are prepared to buy it off of us for £2.5 million. So we can essentially double his transfer fee right here and now. And I am bloody tempted. I really, really am. For the simple reason that Yusuf Toure, Traore, has not played for Everton since he's joined them. He's gone out on loan to Rochdale, and he's not been particularly brilliant out on loan at Rochdale in League One. I genuinely think that in order for us to get that money that we could get, Everton would have to sell him for £5 million or more. And I kind of think that maybe taking the 2.5 million now wouldn't be such a bad idea because it would allow us even more transfer funds and keep the club in a really stable condition. So that's what I think I'm going to do right now, in fact. Sell clause. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hang on. They've upped it. Sorry. When I've had this in the bank for a few weeks now. Everton are now prepared to pay us £3.37 million. So that means that they'd have to sell him for £7 million for us to actually get that amount of money back. I think this is a no-brainer for us right now. I know he's good, but I really just worry about us actually getting this money down the line. I'm prepared to do it right now, and we've just got ourselves £3.37 million like that. So now the finances are looking incredibly good. 10.5 mil in the bank at the moment, and our transfer budget now is what? £3.93 million. So Akinola's transfer looks to be a really good one. I'm not going to spend it all, obviously, because we do need the money, but it does make us very, very comfortable financially without having to do anything. So I'm pretty pleased with that piece of business. And most of the business in the summer might still make a few more little signings here and there for the rest of the transfer window. We'll have to see. Sorry about this long rant, but this needed to be done. A few of you guys also wanted to see us go after the Jesper Hjulmond guy from Lyngby. Unfortunately, when I went in for him, they wanted £13 million. So that was the minimum. They actually wanted 26, but that was like the lowest I could get them down to. Crazy money. Not going to happen for us. But I feel like we've done a good piece of business, strengthened in some good areas, got some good backups, and made a lot of money, which is the main thing. Like, we've made like £8 million in transfer fees over this period and spent not a lot more than about 2. So good money nonetheless. Like that one transfer fee, our annual wage budget is £2 million. That's paid for our entire wage budget for the year. Now for today, it is against Aalborg. It's a home game in the league. We often lose our first home games, and they are, once again, the favourites for this one. I don't know why they've got recent form to their name, unless they've already played in the Europa League, perhaps? I don't know. Konate was the only player that actually wanted to leave us during this window. The others wanted to, but we talked them around using the good atmosphere one. That is so, so useful if you've got it. Now, obviously, we've got a few injuries. Some really quite important ones, which could give us a bit of a shake-up here, unfortunately. The first of which is Pat Curtin fractured his skull against Esbjerg in a pre-season friendly, and he's going to be out for 7 months, which seems a little bit low, to be honest, but we've got our specialists on him, which is not what we wanted, but it's just one of those things we're going to have to deal with right now, and it's annoying because I just passed on the free transfer of a really good centre-back, this guy called Sabinia, and he would have fitted in there perfectly, but I didn't want to pay the wages at the time, and then he went and signed for someone else. But, you know, you can't help it. I think we've done well overall. Sergio Santos has also picked up a knock, which is why Hansen will probably have to start today. Akinola should be able to take over, though, so there's not too much worries down the line on that one. Hassan will play in the midfield for today's game. No worries there. I'm going to start Bravo and Svenningsson up front. I have used all 3 of them in pre-season, but I want to see if Svenningsson can hit the ground running this year and really find his feet. Bravo's on a new deal as well, as is Christian Lever. They wanted new deals because of the transfer activity, but don't worry, they've got reasonable contracts. Bravo, I made him sack his agent so we got rid of the highest earner clause that he wanted to put in, which I'm not having. Moskutsa won't be starting today, but do not worry. It's not great, I know, but Jan Damgaard will be able to come in there and at least fill the gap a little bit better than someone like Ed Strick would have done. At the back, it probably is going to have to be Aldo Saifi, really. Maximiliano Rocco, who has signed a new deal, also got injured in pre-season, so there's that missing as well. We're missing a few players from injury, that's for sure. So, we really need to bring back one of our goalkeepers from loan. Chris Baker needs to get his ass back in now. So, on the bench, we've got him, of course, Cheradine Shawi, Morley, Ursan, Vasek, Kowalczyk, and Johnny Iya. I think that looks a lot better. 2 solid strikers on the bench. Chowie, he can play in a multitude of positions, though we will, I think, train him as a midfielder, generally speaking. Vasek's a decent option at the back as well. So I think we've improved the squad slightly. We've got a few players injured too, which doesn't help, and there's some more potential players to come in, like your likes of Akinola. So I'm fairly pleased. Right, sorry about that. Let's get into the game. Apparently we can avenge them. Oh yeah, they beat us 1-0 towards the end of last year, didn't they? All right then, question of the day, and today's question is this. It's a really simple one. Who do you think is going to win the World Cup based on where we are in the tournament right now? Honestly, I feel like someone like Brazil, Belgium, or France, I feel like the winner is going to come from that side of the bracket. No, I'm just kidding. It's coming home. Svenningson's through for Bravo. Holy hell. I think he was offside there, but we've created... No, he hasn't. He wasn't offside. We actually had a really good chance early on. I really want to see Svenningsson, this be his breakout season. I know dropping Ursan, you might think, why are you doing that? Because I really do feel like, given the chance, Svenningsson can absolutely fly this year. Oh, good Christ. This is why we sign backups. Although, of course, we don't have one for Rogers Jr. yet, because I haven't signed them yet. I'm still looking at them. Oh, goodness me. Okay. So what I'm thinking here is Chowie in there, because he's a man of all trades right now. I know that he's not ideal for the position, but I don't know what other option we've got there. He is literally a jack of all trades type of player. Maybe he can put in a hell of a performance today. Great save from Francis Konate. Good stuff. Good clearance. Right, Hansen. Come on, lads. Here we go. Svenningsson. Bravo's making that back post. Well, he's not at the moment for some reason. Now he has to. Pull it back. Bravo! And that is glorious stuff. B67-1. Aalborg 0. Jonas Svenningsson dribbles for days. My life. He's like a man under heavy anaesthetic. That is glorious. Lovely takes it on the chest and just runs past his man. This is what we want to see from him this year. Getting into these positions, going past his man, getting balls in, and there's Mariano Bravo, 1-0 to B67. Can we win the first game of the season? Finally. Just a little under the radar, actually. You might notice that none of the other sides that wanted to come up actually did come up, and we've basically got the exact same lineup as last season. How on earth did he get so far out of position there, Flores? Remember, the task for this season, league-wise, for me, is get as close to FC Copenhagen as possible. Do I think we'll get anywhere near them? Probably not. But I want to sort of get within 12 points. That's the aim this year. And we're going to have to do better than we have done in, you know, some of the games that we've had. This is the kind of game that we have to come and win, basically. These are the kind of games that last year we might have struggled in a little bit. Konate out wide for Lever. Chowie. He's done all right since he came in. Look at that ball over the top. Bravo's in. Touch. Finish. Not quite, but another good opportunity. Great ball from Chowie. Nice. Uh-oh. Ball at back post. Watch out. Oh, God. Lasse Christensen with the strike. Just as things were starting to cool down a little bit and go towards us, it's, yeah, we've conceded from a free kick. Set pieces again. It's a nice little ball headed down by Flores. That's a great goal. Just frustrating, right? We're turning it off of retained possession because we're not doing it. This might be the type of game that someone like Johnny Iya comes on in the second half and we can try and get some balls into the box, perhaps. See if he can win some headers for us. Because genuinely, that is a reasonable strategy in games like this. Safey. No, he has won the ball. Fair play, Aldo. Good ball for Shishi. Oh, good lord. Daka. See if he gets in there again. Rivera. Svenningsson. Oh, goodness. Can he take on two men? Unlikely. Bravo's through again. Oh, another chance goes begging. We've had some good opportunities today. I feel like Bravo maybe could have had 2 goals. Christensen. Kupic. Oh, Svenningsson. Bravo. 2 goals for Bravo. That is terrible defending from them. But once again, Mariano Bravo, 2 goals today. Jonas Svenningsson, 2 assists. Opening day of the season. We're back in front of this one. Very, very fortunate, I have to say. I don't know what they are doing here. This is just god-awful play. Kupic, and it deflects to Svenningsson, but so unselfish to find Bravo. Great finish from him. 2-0, 2-1. I do wonder if putting in slightly earlier crosses, considering we're completing a reasonable amount, might not be such a bad strategy for this second half, because we're not able to win the battle of possession. I'm not going to put it on hit early crosses, actually. I'm just going to turn it off of work ball into the box. Give them a little bit less to worry about in the second half. A little bit more creative freedom in choosing their moments, rather than overplaying it and losing the ball, perhaps. We're actually completing even more crosses now. I do wonder if this is the type of game where someone like Johnny Eager can just come in and finish things off for us, if we can keep ourselves nice and tight. They're moving the ball around quite quickly here. Brink, Christensen, round the post. You know what? We're on 65 minutes. I feel like this is a good time to try him out. Let's make the change now. Who do we take off is a very different matter. I think Svenningsson... hang on, is he right or left-footed? Right-footed. Okay. I'm going to bring him on for Svenningsson, just because he's done well, but he could probably do with a bit of a rest. Other options on the team... Oh, where do we go from here? Perhaps Morley in here as well? Yeah, I think... Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to get Johnny Eager on, and then we're going to try and hit some early crosses, just to sort of see how many headers he can win in today's game and see if he can come up with something, basically. I don't know how he's going to be as a build-up player, but if we can get some balls into the box for him, then hopefully we can find something here. Just remembered, we should probably float crosses since we've got such a large player up front. It might be better to float them in so we can try and win them in the air a little bit more. Nothing has really happened, to be honest, at all. Since then, here we go. Eager. Edge of the box for Shishi. Blocked. Out for Chowie. Can he find a cross? He does. Oh, Kupic is there. Eager was in at the back post but couldn't quite find his way. Uh-oh. 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 Lever clears. Christensen. Watch out for the man at the back post. Nemeth. Oh, well done, Christian Lever. That is glorious defending. Please get it up the pitch, though. Please get it up the pitch, though. There we go. Chowie making a great run. Bravo. Options left and right, and Shishi's one of those options. He's through and he's missed the target there. Juan Shishi should do better or just find a pass. I want to talk about how well Chowie's played today, considering he's playing in a position that isn't even his really natural role, on the wrong side. And he's somehow managing to put in like a 7.2 performance off the bench as well. Bravo. Damgard out on the right. He's got men options all over. Hansen. Damgard. Round the side for Iya. Can he pull it back? Ball in. Cleared away. Damgard brings it back. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Daka. Watch out, lads. Great tackle. Chowie. Hansen. Chowie again. Lovely work from him. Bravo. Morley. Shishi. Morley. Bravo's through. Iya. Oh, free kick. Never mind. I don't think he's done great since he's come off the bench, but he's had a go. And that's all we can really ask for. Morley. Now we got options. Iya doesn't win the ball. I think this probably is going to be our win, which is good. That's what we needed. But it's not exactly been the most convincing result. But sometimes you need to sort of take a bit of a run up to the season. That's kind of what we've done here. Damgard. Ball in. Cleared away. Shishi. Back foot. Nope. Rivera. And there we go. B67-2. Aalborg 1. I think on the balance of chances created, perhaps we just about deserved it. Bravo did well. Svenningsson did well. Great result. Good win. Right, my face cam's going to die any minute now. Right, so a very good opening day win, really. Mariano Bravo with 2 goals. Svenningsson 2 assists. A lot of the new boys, well, in places anyway. Chowie certainly looked good off the bench. I think there's definitely something to build on here. A couple more signings and we could be really set for the season. Anyway, next episode is going to be the games against NK Domzale. Hopefully we can just put them to bed quite comfortably and get ourselves through to the next round. But it will give ourselves a chance to see some of these players playing against slightly weaker opposition where they'll have a little bit more freedom, maybe get some confidence back. Anyway, if you have enjoyed this episode and are looking forward to the new season, do be sure to smash a like on the video. That would be just awesome. And yeah, if you're new to the channel, hit that big old subscribe button for the new videos, in theory every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday, but sometimes, like this week, there will be even more than that. And I will see you guys in the next episode for a pair of Europa League ties. It's very important that we do well in the Europa League this year. We really do need to get back to the group stages again, just for that extra cash injection that we had and for the coefficient. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.